Filth. The one word I would use to describe every single disgusting human on this planet. Everyone has filth fused into their very being. This filth manifests in various ways. Some weigh too much. Others pursue the flesh of another as frequently as one seeks nutrients. After watching all this filth infest my space, I've decided to cleanse it. I started my cleansing a year ago next Monday. At first, I cleansed gangbangers, drug addicts, prostitutes, anyone that wouldn't be missed, or their disappearance wouldn't be noticed. This was not enough. No. There's so much filth in this world. So much that simply cleansing the curds at the top will not suffice. I truly cleansed this world. I had to dive head first into the barrel of filth, working my way up from cheating husbands to unruly children staying out too late. Every day, at least one person must be cleansed by my hands. Today is no exception. I've had this one disgusting person in my view for quite some time now. By 8:15 it will be exactly 2 weeks since I began preparation into her cleansing. You see, she isn't your everyday, ordinary pig. She is the daughter of a senator, lives in a nice large house with plenty of security. She only leaves when she's going to classes or shopping with friends, and she always has a bodyguard of some kind with her. So, intercepting her when she's out and about is a no-go. The only window of opportunity is when she's in her home, when the moron believes she's safe. The filth that has corrupted her is lust. Every night some jock comes and goes. It's never the same man either. Late night visits from a lover is one thing, but multiple, just to fill your unquenchable desire of unholy, disgusting, unthinkable filth, pleas for my attention. This one must be cleansed at once. It's 4:15 in the morning now. Here comes last night's boy toy, straight out of the security gate and into his run-down Lincoln. Strange. I swear he looked taller when he went into the house earlier. I need to stop these late-night stakeouts. I'm losing my edge. Thankfully, tonight's the night. The night that this filthy girl is cleansed. The easiest part about this, I have a direct view into her bedroom. You see, she has a system. Being a creature of habit, she never breaks the system. Every night after her last score, she showers for approximately 18 minutes, more than enough time for me to cleanse her. From my very spot I can see when she enters to bathe. So, I know when I can act. To start my plan, I'm going to need to scale the fence. The carpet I brought should work quite nicely to cover up the barbed wire at the top of the fence, if I do say so myself. That was the easiest part. Normally the grounds would have several guards, but the Grand Senator has official duties to attend to, and has left the grounds with the bare necessity of security. Guess he doesn't care all that much for his own offspring. The guards, of course, must be cleansed for harboring such filth from me. The first one to be cleansed by my hand is a man in his mid-40s by the looks of it. Graying hair, beer belly, an awful aroma all around him. It'll be a bonus to eliminate him. Drawing my instrument of choice, a fine hunter's knife with an antelope bone handle, I approached the man. He didn't even know I was approaching until I was right upon him. By then, it was too late. I've been doing this long enough to know where exactly I need to plunge my blade, so that the recipient has no idea what's happened, before it's lights out for his miserable existence. As the blade entered, and the crimson flowed, I couldn't help but feel butterflies in my stomach. The knowledge that the world is one step closer to being sparkly clean makes me feel as if I was still a little schoolboy. With the guard no longer an issue, I led myself into the house. The chef was next on the list, always singing such awful things. Stories about lambs, a boy named Jack, and something about a wolf. Such idiotic things for a grown woman to sing. If she knew what were to become of her tonight, I know she'd thank me for showing her the errors of her ways. As I neared her, she was singing a tune about a boy who cried wolf. She gasped, but only for a moment, as she felt my instrument pierce her flesh. She looked me dead in the face before collapsing. Some may say the look on her face was horror, but I say it was enlightenment. Making my way up the stairs now, I neared the bathroom, where tonight's main event was awaiting me. This one would not be like the guard or the chief. No. This one will see me coming. Will see that she has no one to blame for what is about to transpire here, and will know that she will enter the next world anew. She will be cleansed for the whole world to see. Letting myself into the bathroom, I found a nice tucked-away spot in between the door and the closet. Looking down at my watch, I realized that I had 2 minutes to wait until my objective would be accomplished. Looking around the bathroom, I was disgusted. Every inch of it just screamed, "Hey, I'm unworthy to breathe the same air as you. Please stop me from corrupting this world any further." From the awful tiling to the hideous shower curtains I currently found myself staring at. Normally, under normal circumstances, I would be generous enough to let the unworthy finish their final activity before cleansing them. But this one was an exception. As I slowly stood, as not to alert her of my presence, I started to slowly make my way to the curtain. Drawing my blade, I knew this was going to be a special event. When I was close enough, I reached for and yanked the curtain wide open, fully intent upon cleansing this vile woman. But what awaited me was unexpected. The senator's daughter was not showering. No. Instead, I was met by the dumb look of a man tied to a chair. I hesitated at first, trying to comprehend what was happening here. But then the man saw my blade and started to thrash about. I suppose he feared me. He was right to do so. Plunging my blade into his throat, I started to carve a path straight down to his ribs. The spray of his crimson will live on in my memory for all eternity. I don't remember when he finally stopped thrashing about. But he did stop. They all did eventually. From behind me, I heard a female's voice.
Was that supposed to be me? You really do flatter me.
Before I could turn, I felt a sudden pain in the back of my head, and all went black. When I finally came to, I was tied to a blood-stained chair in what I suppose was the basement of the house. Looking across the room, I finally noticed a figure watching me.
Rise and shine, sleepyhead. You've been asleep for hours. At first I thought I'd killed you with that blow to your head. That would have been a shame. I have so many games planned for us,
said the figure, now rising from her chair. Who are you? I screamed. How did you know I was coming? Who was that man in your stead? It wasn't often I was bested like this. Less so, that I was completely in a situation where I had nothing up my sleeve.
That man was last night's entertainment. I must thank you, though. You took care of him so I didn't have to. How very thoughtful of you.
The figure then began approaching me. The pain in my head subsided long enough for me to get a clear look at her. It was the senator's daughter. The senator's daughter had bested me. You're lying. I saw him leave in that ridiculous car of his, I retorted. My mind was still in a haze introduced by a mixture of shock and pain. That's when I saw that she was holding my blade. This gave me a second of clarity.
I see you've noticed I've got your knife. It's a wonderful thing. So very sharp, and it fits so well into one's hand. It would be a crime if you'd never used this before today,
she tisked.
As for the man you saw leaving last night, that was me. I knew you were outside my home. I've known since you began watching me 2 weeks ago,
she said with a charming smile on her face.
I was starting to get worried that you'd never make a move on me.
She reached out and plunged the blade into my arm. Inhaling sharply, the pain was excruciating.
Now I see why you use this knife. So very satisfying. Here's the thing, sweetie. I found myself different from most people for many years now. While other people my age were worried about their hair or clothes, I was worried about what the most effective way to skin someone alive was, or how many times you could stab someone before they bled to death.
Withdrawing the knife, she gave me this look. I can only guess was her attempt to be cute. "What are you?" I asked. I would be lying if I wasn't a bit intrigued by her character.
I'm a girl named Heather.
In all my time watching her, I never cared to learn her name.
I know I'm different from other people. Dating has always been a problem for me. All my past boyfriends never met my standards and were taken care of. I had all about given up until I noticed you. At first I thought you would disappoint me like the others. But then I saw what you did to the guard and my chef. I must say, that was the sweetest thing anyone's ever done for me.
Heather turned her head away from me, setting my blade down on a table near her. She then reached for some gauze and began attending my wound. "I was wrong about you," I began. "I thought you were someone not to inhabit the same space as me. But now I see that I was wrong." This brought a smile to her face. She had a lovely smile. "Your grandmother always had a lovely smile," I told Jacob, the eldest of my grandchildren.
Are you giving Grandpa a hard time again, Jacob? Nuh-uh,
Jacob replied.
Grandpa was just telling me how you two met. Was he now?
Heather gave me this adorable smile.
I hope he didn't go into too many boring details. Come along, Jacob. I think Grandpa has some work to finish in the garage,
Heather said. I smiled and winked at her as I made my way past her. Walking down the stairs, reliving memories of when we had first bought the house, the many adventures we had shared in this very place, all the joys this house gave me. The birth of our first, then second child, teaching them the family way. Soon it will be Jacob's time to learn the family way. I know he's excited too. Finally, making it into the garage, I went to my toolkit. A hammer. The perfect tool for the task at hand. Turning around, I looked Ron dead in the eyes. At least I think his name is Ron. It gets hard to remember in my old age. Sorry for the delay, I stated. Grandchildren. Always wanting to hear a story. What do you want from me? I'll do anything, just please let me go. Ron pleaded, tears now streaming down his face. I know you would, my boy, and I would let you go. But you're just so filthy, I said, my now yellowing teeth spreading ear to ear. I must cleanse you. This script was written by Gage R.